I think Prince Charles will have a bittersweet outlook on how that will go when it's his turn to be king, because his mother is no longer with us in this world.
Right. I think we can definitely see and feel that shift. Like you said, it's just a hereditary evolution almost. How do you, we can sort of see inklings of this now, but how do you foresee Charles and William kind of working together to change the monarchy when Charles eventually does become king?
Well, I always say that that's another, let's say, good or nice feature of the idea of having this hereditary principle, this succession that's passed down by birth. On the one hand, it's very anachronistic and it seems out of place in the 21st century when we put meritocracy at the center of most roles in life, that anyone can get them if they work hard enough and are lucky enough. That's not the case with a hereditary royal family at the top of the country, let's say. So one of the good things, on the other hand, is exactly that you see a bit of forward planning through the generations. So when you do have 3 generations, as we do now, who are all adults, well into adulthood, we have the Queen, who is the monarch, and then we have her son, who's already in his 70s, and then we have his son, who, is already, let's say, in middle age. These 3 people can even plan together, or their offices can plan together, how the institution might change, might progress over the course of time. Obviously, each one will want to do their own thing and their monarch and to do it in their own style. But I think that there is discussion within the royal family over how these changes and how the steps forward into more modern attitudes might be taken. So a certain amount has been done during the Queen's reign, in fact, quite a lot, considering how long it's been. And then Prince Charles will no doubt step forward a little bit more into modernity, maybe slim down the royal family more, as he said he might want to. And then Prince William the same. When it's his turn, will have his own modern approach to it as well. So I do think they talk about it. And I think each one will push a little bit more in that direction to try and keep it current.
Yeah. Do you think Charles is looking forward to becoming king?
It's interesting because in that big interview, the famous Meghan and Harry interview, Harry said something quite interesting, which is that it's like the Truman Show, that movie, and that the family are stuck in this performative role for the whole nation, in fact, the whole world, the media, and that he saw it as a bad thing, that he felt they were trapped. And I think he hinted that his father and his brother were also trapped in that world. Maybe they didn't even know it, like in the Truman Show. He didn't realize he was trapped in that kind of performance. So I think that that's an interesting insight, because it's not often that members of the royal family do talk that way, even if they maybe sometimes feel it. And that's because it might seem ungrateful, or coming from their position of enormous privilege, it might not seem like the right thing to say. But I'm sure that in private, there are downsides that they think of to the role. They certainly don't have the same sort of privacy that the rest of us have. I mean, we were just discussing the Queen's health. Ordinary, regular, everyday people don't find their health as scrutinized as the Queen must. On the other hand, there are great advantages as well to the role. So I think probably Prince Charles is looking forward to being the king, but of course you also have to remember that when that day comes, it will mean that he's lost his mother. And just as the Queen spoke about losing her father as being quite a sad and somber moment, and that's how she marks the actual day of the accession every year in private and in quite a quiet way, because it's also the anniversary of the death of her father. So too, I think Prince Charles will have a bittersweet outlook on how that will go when it's his turn to be king, because his mother is no longer with us in this world.